Welcome to my artist presentation. The artist I'm going to talk about is called Wong Productions. The reason why I'm presenting them is because they're one of the biggest reasons why I got into filmmaking. I never thought I would be able to make film without knowing these people. So they're a very important part of my life decisions and the reason why I love creating films rather than just enjoying them and watching them on the screen as a viewer. I'll tell you the reasons why I love them, and then I'll give you some introductions to the basic informations of them, like who are part of this Wong Productions, and I'm going to show you some works of theirs. They have lots of inspirational film works. Lots of them are very beautiful, and I'll show you some of them, but I can't show you all of them, of course, because of the time limit. So I'm going to do my best to show you the reason why I love Wong Productions, and why you should also check them out if you don't know them. Let's begin. So, who are Wong Productions? I put some images of the main people on this screen, but obviously there are more people behind the scenes. I can't put everybody into this slide because you can go check them, all of them, in their website. Their website will come up when you hit their names, Wong Productions, and then there's lots of people behind the scenes. People who helps to make their films. Along with these people, these are just the main people that sometimes lots of us who watches Wong Productions would know in our mind when we hear the names. So this guy at the left, Wang, he is the co-founder and the executive producer of the Wong Productions. He is the main guy that I can come up with when I hear the name Wong Productions. He sometimes appears in the film as an actor himself when other people were filming him, so you will get very familiar to this face if you start watching their films and get to know them. He's a very funny guy and very friendly. We can tell by his, way of talking in this picture while he's smiling. Everybody's pretty much smiling, but he's a very famous one among the Wong Productions. The Wesley Chan is also co-founder, senior designer. He also films the film himself. He knows, all of them knows how to do the camera stuff. He does not appear in the films, but he usually is related to the actual productions of the film. Taylor Chan, he is the senior editor, and we saw him on one of the films they made, but he's more of a behind-the-scenes guy. Ted Fu, he's a co-founder. I think we also saw him in a film as actor. I believe he's also a big part of the Wong Productions. I think they're all very important, but they're the main guys. And I also, there's one guy called Wesley Chan. Not Wesley Chan. Let me show you. I'm on their website right now. I forgot this is a recording. I can just literally show you the website myself. So here we go. There used to be another person in the team. I guess they are no longer there, I guess. So let's skip that. The reason why I like Wong Productions. The reason why I like Wong Productions is because they're not just short films that you can watch, but you can also feel them, They're very good at making emotional connections between the viewers and the content itself. It's not just something... Oh no, I forgot to talk about... Okay, I'll go back a little bit, sorry. So when I'm talking about who are Wong Productions, so Wong Productions is an American filmmaking group founded by Wesley Chan, Ted Fu, and Wang. So I showed you the pictures. These three are the main guys. They started this group, this production, I think they formed this group in 2003. They started out as a small team of college students who loved making films. They used to be in University of California, San Diego. They were in visual arts program, but we can say they didn't go to film school. They were just very passionate filmmakers by themselves. They started to make short films featuring themselves and their friends, and they posted them on YouTube. We can still see their early films on YouTube, and we can see how much they improved and also how great their at the time films were already, because I'll tell you later in the slides as well, it doesn't matter what kind of equipment you use, it's about the story that's important. So and then they say in their website they're using Sony A7S II, Canon C300, and Panasonic GH4 for filming right now. But they start out using Sony Handycam and Canon ZR10. I think those were the early ones they used for the early films. I feel like I'll show you one clip later where they use those early cameras where there were not much depth control to the frames and stuff, but they still managed to make very good film. they do from shooting, cameras, editing. They did them all by themselves. They didn't go to film school to learn them. Like what they majored in was a visual arts program, so I believe they didn't get taught by anyone to make how to make films and anything, but they still managed to make very, very inspirational, beautiful, heartwarming films. And they get inspirations from their everyday life, friends, family, their experiences, and everything. Yeah, pretty much like us. And they find actors they film themselves and their friends, and they sometimes also post on casting calls websites. Yeah, they have some very great actors in their films. I think the actors also helps to make the film great in some way. As we learned in our lectures and stuff, like castings are important. They're very good at them too. So we all know who they are. So now I'll just tell you the reason why I like Wong Productions. I like Wong Productions because they're not just short films that you can watch, but you can literally feel them. Let me explain. So when you watch a film or a show, I believe you sometimes watch it doing drawings or doing some other homework, or even when you're with friends and talking with them, you're still like putting them on, like on TV, you just screen them but not very paying attention and everything. But Wong Films is not only for those people who purely just watch it by the visuals and do not feel anything. It's like their films contains very deep level of emotional connection to the viewers. As a viewer, you can literally sense and feel the characters' emotions and what they're experiencing. It's as if you are the characters themselves or something. Like they are super, super good at delivering those pure emotions to you. So the first time I watched their films, I felt like I just experienced whatever that happened in the scene with the characters myself, and just gives you very, very magical feeling. And also their films are not made with big productions like Hollywood. Hollywood, there's like so many people in the behind the scenes, so many people holding cameras, so many people doing audio, lots of makeup artists, lots of people doing other stuff, holding the lights and everything. Yeah, of course, if you have so many people, you would get at least some decent quality of films. But Wong Productions, they're a team. Of course, they're not one person, but compared to the Hollywoods, they are much more smaller group. And still, their films, if you watch them, it's like very, very well made. It's hard to believe they can make these with only these people. Like it just tells you that a good film does not require a bunch of people and big productions. You can just, if you have talent, you have patience, you have passion, you can make a good film by any number of people, which gave me hope that people like me can also make something that great, because when we watch Hollywood films, I never thought I would be someone who creates those films. I would just purely be the audience. But when I knew these people, when I first watched their YouTube videos, I knew that, oh, maybe I can also make something like this, It just gave you the motivation to be the creator. It doesn't seem as impossible as, Hollywood films to make. And also their films, unlike fictional stuff, fantasy stuff, and lots of stuff that's like rom-coms, lots of genres which are unrealistic. Their films, Wong Productions films, are very, very realistic. They always deal with realistic situations, which is like relationships, your own, conflicts within yourself, life choices, etc. They are very relatable, not too fictional, which let you have this genuine, I would say, genuine connection between yourself and what's going on in the film, the characters themselves, and you can also get real life inspirations, motivations from watching these films. So I highly recommend these films by Wong Productions. Also, the filmmakers, they don't seem super, super distant from the viewers. Let me explain. So, for example, if we hear like a very big Hollywood production company or the director's name, we would be like, oh, they're so far away from us. We would never meet them in real life. They're just stars in our eyes. But Wong Productions, despite how successful in delivering good stories way on YouTube and online platforms, they still seem very close to us as a real people. Like they post themselves, like the videos of themselves being friendly, engaging with with the viewers on YouTube and social media. We get to know the creators in a deeper level. We almost become friends with them in our own way, like by watching those videos, by understanding their human beings. We feel closer to the filmmakers, and then it also helps us to feel inspired, motivated by them for, how close we are, and then maybe we also have the same ability to create something like them. They give you these motivations, inspirations, very, very in a friendly way, which I really love, and I'm very thankful for them to exist, because without them I probably am not in this film program right now. So yeah, let's move on to their works. Here's some screenshots I had for some of their works. Yeah, they have more works available if you go onto their website or YouTube. Here's some screenshots I have for their works. So what you see here, they have wide variety of works, from heartwarming short films to comedy series. Yeah, I talked about how they are great at delivering emotions and realistic situations and everything, but they also have a lot of funny, very exaggerated, joking kind of shows lately on YouTube. It's more accepted by some younger people or someone who's been dying to have some laugh. They can go watch their films on YouTube. Yeah, it just proves that they have lots of styles in making films. It's like, it's flexible, I feel like. And yeah, having lots of varieties of works, it would help them have more audience in the end. There are lots of great films in this screenshots collection. For example, I'm going to show you some films like The Strangers Again. This one was the one they made back in, I believe, let me see, Strangers Again. They published it in 2011. It's like 9 years ago. Yeah, it's a long time ago. 2011, they made this Strangers Again short film, and they published it on YouTube. I'll discuss this later on the next slide more deeply. And then there's also, yeah, we see some beautiful, very beautiful frame with lights, color. We also see some shallow depth of field. We see some emotionally different kind of people. We see a very happy people on the right top. We see screaming guy at the left bottom, and then we see a serious people on the accumulated one, and we see a guy deeply in thoughts on the left top side. Yeah, we see so many different emotions, and I highly recommend you go to their YouTube channel and then browse those short films. I guarantee you will not be able to escape from watching their films in cycle, because it's very good. Okay, enough. I'll just show you some examples of some films. This one is the one I said, called Strangers Again. It deals with relationships between two people who started out as strangers. I won't spoil too much. Let's just watch it.
We're just wasting time.
And now you think I'm stupid.
You know I don't think that, Marissa.
You don't say it, but I know you're thinking it.
Well, of course I'm thinking it right now. This whole thing is stupid.
See?
See what? It is! Who cares if I want to leave early? Even you barely know her and you're getting mad at me?
Yeah, because you think I'm annoying you.
Oh my god, this isn't even about us. This is about your coworker's lame potluck that you feel obligated to go to because she has no friends. If we go, that counts. We don't have to stay the whole 4 hours.
But it is about us. It's about you not understanding what's important to me.
Eating homemade potato salad and playing a Scrabble tournament is important to you?
This is stupid.
That's what I just said!
You're stupid.
You know what? I'm willing to let that one go. Can you just tell me if we can leave early or not, please?
Josh, you tell me.
Look, I'm sorry I brought it up. Can you just decide and I'll do whatever?
No, Josh, not this time. I'm not gonna tell you what to do because you're just gonna use it against me later, saying, I always do what you say. No more. Hey, this one wasn't my fault. There's no reason for this. You're right. There's no reason for this.
It wasn't always like this. I can't really remember when it wasn't, but I know for sure we weren't always like this. She used to be my unicorn. You know? Unbelievable. Crazy special. The girl I thought could never exist. But as time went on, from one stage of our relationship to the next, the path that started off so innocent and fun has taken us to that. But, like most, we started off as strangers at stage 1. Meeting. Thanks to a shoelace, actually. Excuse me. Excuse me. Your shoelaces are untied.
Oh, thanks.
No problem. Wouldn't want you to... Whew. I couldn't have planned it better even if I had tried. But thank goodness the city hadn't fixed their park trails in 5 years. I didn't tell her that it was my first time running in about 9 months. And somehow, we ended up going for almost 5 miles that day. It's so pathetic to see how guys will do just about anything for the right girl. But it paid off because I got her number. We really hit it off that day. I think so, at least. I blacked out for a few minutes, but when I woke up I remember feeling like I had made a pretty good impression. From that point on, we entered stage 2, the chase. Some say it's the best part. All I wanted was to know more about her. All I wanted to do was hang out with her.
Ready?
The only person I wanted to talk to was her. She was the #1 priority.
What the hell, man?
And every time I saw her, butterflies. She was everything that I thought could be perfect in a girl. And as soon as it felt right, would you be my girlfriend?
Yeah.
With this simple word, we began our relationship, taking us into stage 3, the honeymoon. Everyone calls it this, and for good reason. It was the time when we could finally fully express our affection to each other and do all the things we wanted to do as a couple. It was a dream come true. The girl I wanted to be with so badly was finally mine. But eventually, the fire cooled, and both of us simmered down back to normalcy. By the end of it all, we had a bajillion pictures with each other, knew every detail of our daily lives, and like any normal, healthy couple, we entered stage 4. Comfortable. What do you want to do tonight?
Oh no. Whatever.
Now, being comfortable isn't necessarily bad. It's when we could truly be ourselves. But it depends on what you do with that comfort. Some use it positively, continuing to work at their relationship and grow together. But others allow it to create distance. And for Mercer and I, it made us take each other for granted. Hey! What are you doing? It's Tuesday. Why aren't you dressed?
Oh yeah, I totally forgot. Can we skip it? I don't feel like going.
This whole thing was your idea.
I know, I just kinda have other things to do. Next week, yeah.
Alright.
You're not gonna get that?
I'll call her back after this level. Hey, watch out. Whether it's taking each other for granted or people changing over time, the bottom line is someone stops trying and feelings aren't as strong as before. This could happen over a few months or a few years. For us, it was about 1.5 years when we hit stage 5. Tolerance. When Marissa and I got to this stage, I couldn't believe it, and I was pretty disappointed. Somehow, the girl I was so crazy about a year ago had turned into someone who just wasn't that special anymore. It happened so gradually that I didn't even see it coming, but there we were, just tolerating each other.
Gosh, don't even ask me about my day. I swear my coworkers are trying to get me to quit. Where do you want to eat tonight?
Wherever you want to go.
Can you just decide? I asked you.
And I'm being flexible. You pick.
Jeez, you're like a 5-year-old. Someone always has to tell you what to do.
Normally I'd let that go. But I'm having a bad day too, so what'd you just say? Arguing is one thing, but feeling dissatisfied and unhappy with the relationship is another. We tried various times to try and make changes, to fix things, but like so many couples out there, it wasn't enough. We became one of those relationships where it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. And let me tell you, that's never a good way to describe a relationship.
Well, I guess I'm gonna sleep now.
Okay.
Good night.
Night. It wasn't long before we were in stage 6, downhill. There's not much time left once you're here. The effort to try to make things work just isn't worth it anymore. Problems continue, arguments don't get solved. I don't even really remember what we argued about.
I can't talk to you right now. You're.
Why would you just... I can't believe that...
Well, how could you?
What did we argue about? Marissa and I, sad to say, are nearing the end of this stage. What's next is what happens to everyone at some point. The end of the line. The worst stage ever. Breaking up. I don't know when it'll happen or how, but I hope we can leave it on good, mutual terms, if that's ever truly possible.
I think it's for the best.
Fine. And this is when the two of us will start a new path. One that leads right back to where we started. Strangers. The change will be so drastic and so blunt that we'll probably want to get back together right away, just to restore what's normal.
Hello?
Hey, Marissa. I miss you.
Are you drunk?
But this doesn't always happen, and the distance will grow. Eventually, the two of us will move on, or find someone new. Oh my gosh. Donald! 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 Who is that? Who's she with? Tell me who that is.
Sorry, man.
And even when we both get over the past and try to remain friends, things will never be the same.
Josh? Hey, it is you.
Whoa, Marissa.
Hi, nice to see you.
Yeah, you too. You still run around here?
Well, when I visit home, yeah.
Visit?
Yeah, I moved up to San Francisco a couple months ago, but I'm just here to show my boyfriend the park.
Cool.
Oh, he's right here. Josh, this is Alex. Alex, Josh.
Hi. Oh! Nice to meet you, man.
Well, we should catch up sometime. I'll talk to you later, okay?
Sure.
Bye.
Our lives will continue on in different directions toward the inevitable end, becoming strangers again. And everything we shared will just become fragmented memories. From so long ago, I'll question if it even really happened. And all that'll be left is this. A box of random stuff from a faded period of time when this stranger was the most important person in my life. What a shame.
This is to remind you of how hard you fell for me when we first met. Josh, I'm so glad we have each other in our lives. I know that no matter what, we'll always make it through and we'll always have a tomorrow together. Happy anniversary. What the hell are you doing?
Sorry. I mean, I'm sorry, Marissa. It's just the potluck. I don't know why I was being so difficult.
It's whatever.
No, it's not whatever. It's important to us. Not the potluck. Just this. This is important to us. To me. Let's not do that anymore. I'm sorry, please. Yeah, you okay? I'm sorry. I'm being dumb. I'm so sorry. We're gonna be okay, yeah?
It's alright, babe. Do you realize there's only two options for our future together? It's either we break up or we get married.
Never really thought of that.
Think we'll get married?
Jeez, that's a loaded question. Why? You want to get married to me?
I don't know right now.
Me neither.
Do you want to break up with me?
Of course not.
Well, it's gonna be one or the other. What do you think will happen if we don't end up together? We're gonna hate each other? Think we'll keep in touch?
I think that if life separates us and we end up in totally different places, we'll always remember when our paths align for this period of time. And I'll be thankful for that. And hope that wherever you are, you'll be thankful too. And I think that's the best we can wish for.
Okay, I hope you watched the film. That was Strangers Again. I know it's a heavy topic and there's so many emotions in one film. I believe it was hard for you to watch it from the beginning to the end. You probably felt emotional roller coasters just like the characters in the film. But yeah, that's the one example of Wong Productions film. They're very good at delivering the emotions and the atmosphere of the scene, and how the title, after you watch it, I feel like it has deeper meaning than before you watch it, before you know the film, right? I really like this title after watching it. It's so true. It's so, relatable in some way if you are currently or you previously have experienced something like this. Here's another example I would like to show you today. This film, it's called Somewhere Like This. in this title sequence, title scene, you can see how beautiful and how different the visual is compared to the earlier one I just showed you, The Strangers Again. Compared to The Strangers Again, of course, Strangers Again was shot back in 2011. Let me see how, like, when they shot the Somewhere Like This. Somewhere Like This by Wong Productions. Okay, Somewhere Like This. This was published in 2013, so it's 2 years later than The Strangers Again. Yeah, it's still a long time ago from now. It's like 7 years from now. It's hard to believe, but this one is directed by Wesley Chan, the guy I showed you earlier in the first slide. Wesley Chan. He's the co-founder, senior designer of the film. This one is directed by him. So this film, we can see the title scene. There's so many different and advanced from the earlier clip we just saw. I believe they probably were very successful at this time. They got probably lots of views on YouTube for the video that they made earlier, so they were able to afford something expensive to make this. You can see the front on the right front. There's like this white. How do you call this? The white wall brick. There's this shadow of the plants on this brick that's in focus, and the rest is out of focus, but in a very nicely done. It's like you can see there's some lights on the right. There's sunlight, and then there's also shadow, very, very softly done, and then there's the guy walking towards. It's very, very beautiful. I want you to go and watch this film right now. I'll put the video into this presentation.
Okay, I got it. Don't worry. Yes, I'll make sure they're not damaged. I'll call you if I have any questions, alright? Alright, bye.
Scott?
Irene?
What are you doing here?
I thought this... What are you doing here?
I live here.
Oh, right. I didn't know you were back in town. Wait, isn't your house on Maple beyond the old library?
Yeah, that was years ago. We moved.
I guess it's been a while. Anyways, this is crazy. You wouldn't happen to be selling some vinyl records, would you?
Yeah, I am. Oh, most of them are sold already, sorry. Since when were you into vintage stuff?
I'm not. My cousin is. She saw your ad online and she got called into work, so she asked if I can pick them up for her.
Okay. Well, come in. You know, you haven't changed at all. That look on your face when I opened the door.
What do you mean?
You were just as clueless back then, too.
I wasn't clueless. Maybe nervous, but only because your dad scared me.
I think that was the point.
How have you been?
Not bad. I started a new internship downtown, so I'm staying here with my parents till I find my own place.
That's exciting.
Thanks. How are things at the shop? You still work there?
Yeah, I do. It's been busy.
But things have been well?
I'd say so. You look great.
Let me find those records for you. Sorry, this place is a mess.
Moving again?
That? Oh no, I'm just cleaning some stuff. I'm having a garage sale next weekend. You should come. I mean, it's mostly old, useless junk, but maybe I'll find something you like.
gonna make me guess?
Mm-hmm.
Fine. It's a new pair of shoes.
You wish.
It's that antique typewriter we saw last week.
No.
It's a puppy?
What? You just open it.
Whoa.
I know you're gonna be busy with classes, but if you can, it works best if you go somewhere far from the city lights. That's where the skies are the clearest and the stars are the brightest.
Somewhere like this?
Yeah, somewhere like this. What's wrong?
We're supposed to go stargazing together.
I know that's what we said, but summer's already over and you're leaving already, so I just thought, I don't know.
Thank you. I love it. Scott, you really don't have to. I mean, I don't even remember when it stopped working.
Let me take a look at it. I want to try. I don't think it's totally hopeless.
Wait, Scott. I don't want you to think that I didn't know what to do with it. I mean, it was so long ago, and
I know. Yeah.
it was nice seeing you again.
I'll let you know how this goes. Things gonna be different.
Some things.
With us?
Not everything. On us.
Where do you think we'll end up?
I don't know. Somewhere like this.
Is that everything?
I think so.
You ready then?
Let's go. before I forget. After I leave, okay?
Okay.
Hush, now let's go quiet to the park where it first started. Cold night, us lying in the dark. I felt my heart was trying to find a place for you to stay, a place where I'd feel safe. Anything we have known, anything we've forgotten, in the rain, in the dark we'll lay. In your arms I'll stay. Anything we have known, anything we've forgotten, in the rain, in the dark we'll lay. In your arms I'll stay. Anything we have known, anything we've forgotten, in the rain, in the dark we'll lay. In your arms I'll stay. Anything we have known, anything we've forgotten, in the rain, in the dark we'll lay. In your arms I'll stay. Follow me.
So after watching this film, my thoughts of the film. They used the visual elements this time, alongside with the script, alongside with the storytelling. They used these visual elements like lighting, softness, bokeh. Yeah, they used all of that to help strengthen the storytelling experience, which I was very, very surprised in the beginning when I first watched it. It was just so pleasing to watch. Of course, The Strangers Again one was very relatable and succeeded in telling a strong emotional connection between the viewers and what's happening in the film. But this one was just even better. This one you could feel the unspoken emotions and the tension, the atmosphere, feelings, everything, temperature almost from the scene. Like we were just like the air within the scene. It's like you'll forget you're not in the scene. By using these bokeh lighting, they were very, very good at using those as their advantage of telling the story. It's not just for aesthetically pleasing experience, but it also contributes to the actual story. It's just magical to me, yeah. Like the way this girl walked to the sunlight when she introduced him to her room, you can see there's this very beautifully casted sunlight, and then you can almost see, I think, yeah, the sun ray on this couch. We can see that. Yeah, high dynamic range, of course they use that, I think. And yeah, yes, alongside with the lights, the softness of and the bokeh they used in the film, they also were very clever at their way of transitions. For example, I have these screenshots from the film. The guy and the girl, they're talking, and then the camera follows them. But the camera does not interfere with them. It's called like continuity editing and like other, ways of filming, but they did super good job. Like the angles, it was just perfect. Like you can see, like first you can see two shots of them talking. Behind was this very big bright window, and there's soft shadow, soft sunshines and everything. And then there's this guy talking, and then this is a girl's shadow. We know that this is from the girl's point of view, and the other one was the guy's shoulder bokeh, and then the girl's in focus being smiley. There's another window behind her, and this is from the guy's point of view. Yeah, all these transitions were very, very smooth, natural. We didn't find any discontinuity within these transitions, which was very, very well done. And then there's this scene where the camera shifts to a bottom side of the room. I'm not pretty sure, like the height of the camera vertically was now in a little bit lower area, so we're focused in this box that's on the table, and we see the guy walking towards the light and everything, and then on the right left side, or on the right bottom side, we see him holding this item that's in focus right now. We now know, oh, this thing is probably important to them, to the story. Yeah, the whole transitions were very smooth, very, very clever. It helps to helps to let the viewers understand the situation and then be part of the story. Very, very well done. And then, this slide, I'm going to talk about the emotional aspects of, like, the way they shot these to contain some emotional feelings to it. Like when you see this extreme close-up of the item with the stars, I believe this one is like a telescope, like a solar telescope, miniature one. But the way they shot the close-up is also well considered, because the sunlight-ish light, very warm color, was behind it, and then there's this green kind of faint light flare is over here. It just creates this super soft but dramatic almost. Like it just has like it has the impression. It gives the impression that this telescope has something important in it. It's not just a regular item. Because of the light, the way the camera is so close to it, it almost feels intimate to us. We feel like this item is something that holds something, unspoken, like memories and stuff. We can just feel from this visual aspect to it. And then we see this scene where it's a throwback scene to them when they used to be together a few years back or something. Look at the lights and the location they chose for this scene. It's in a shiny, it's a very warm sunlight forest, and the actors are smiling. I should say the characters, not actors, but look at the characters smile. They're very genuinely happy together. We see this soft bokeh at their back. It's very, very well, like, out of focus, and then it just makes this whole scene very, very wholesome, beautiful. And we understand this is a throwback scene because of the slightly green tinted tone to the color temperature. I'll talk about it in the next slide as well. We understand instantly this is a throwback scene. It's a very great way of storytelling, I think. And when we switch back to the current timeline, we see the girl's face. The actor in this film, I really like this actor. She's very, very good at acting. Like Wong Productions, they have her in some of their other films as well. I highly recommend you check the films when she was also in it. She's just very good. She has a very expressive face. Like she's good at delivering emotion through her face, and the whole, like, she's just very good at telling the emotions of the character. By this face, you can see it's the same person, but when they were together, she was smiling so happily, and in this scene, she just has this very sad and lonely almost, and very upset kind of face. So we understand her emotion instantly, and the way the backgrounds are out of focus. It also just, this one is like, I think the shallow depth of field of the film really helps mimic those point of view of the actual characters in the film. when we talk to someone important, when we talk to people in real life, we do not focus on everything in front of us, right? We only focus on their face. So other stuff like the backgrounds, even though they are present there, we perceive it as like they are not in focus. So the bokeh, I think, in the films really mimic those our visions towards how we how we live, how we are in real life. It really mimics that. And then the next slide I'm talking about, here's some screenshots I have from the film. The one on the left top is a warm temperature, color temperature. The one on the right top is a cold color temperature. Because of the temperature difference, we know that the setting, the placement of the character has shifted from when he was with her to when he was by himself. We just know that even though they're probably not together anymore, but he still felt some kind of warmth in his heart. When he's by himself, the world is completely cold and ice, almost like this cold color temperature. I think it's a clever way that Wong Productions, they separated the color temperature because of those it represent the shifts in place, location, and also the shift in the characters' inner emotions. And then we see these two screenshots on the bottom. We see the girl and him in their throwback scene. The color temperature is slightly, very, very close to the current ones when we see them in a beautiful warm sunlight, but in this throwback scene, if you paid close attention to it, it's actually a little bit desaturated. You can see less contrast between them and then the backgrounds. The colors are pretty muted. It's almost like brownish and also greenish tone to it. Yeah, I can tell that Wong Productions probably did the color temperature thing, like color grading, to separate the current timeline to the throwback timeline. It's also very clever that they did that. It's very aesthetically pleasing and easy to interpret visually. Here's a third example. I'm not going to put the video in this presentation of the whole film because I'm not having enough time for that. I highly encourage you to go watch this film. It's just called Komorebi. It's in Japanese. It's a Japanese term. It means sunshine from. So it's like sunlight from the branch of the trees, like sunlight being a little bit, it's like a sunlight, very, very faint sunlight coming from the sky, and then something blocks the sunlight, but there's some faint sunlight still coming in. It's something like that. It's a very good film as well. I personally I'm putting this example to this presentation because I would like to show you that they have a behind the scenes of their shoots for this particular film called Komorebi. In this behind the scenes, I'll put this video in the presentation to let you watch some, and I'll talk about the behind the scenes.
It is November 13th. We've been here a week, I guess, and we are shooting a short today. It's a one-day shoot. We have Yuki and Mimi are helping us translate the script and do some production stuff. And we have our two actors, Kyoya and Ranan, and they just started a YouTube channel, so they're an actual couple. It really helps for the story. Doing some last-minute location scouting. It's crazy because Street View on Google here, you can even go through like the small alleyways. It's really helpful. We're at Yoyogi Park. It's like right next to the Meiji Shrine because it's like a central park, but it's beautiful. Phil was saying it's like right out of an anime.
It's the first time that like we've had to, or we because like even like stuff in Hong Kong you can still understand, or the stuff in like Taiwan like I can understand, but now we're like fully relying on someone else to translate our direction.
And action. So we had to move because, as usual, the sunlight is going down and we're chasing it. But luckily, we have a lot of trees. But we moved once. Hopefully, it's the last time. Alright, I lied. I said it was gonna be a one-day shoot, but we didn't get through it. The sun goes on faster here, it seems like. But it looked beautiful in there. There was like a grove of ginkgo trees, but the sun we lost it. I'm just always chasing the sun. Like I don't get it. It stresses me out so much. This is Koda, and he's been helping us coordinate, translate everything. But you work at Google.
Yeah. So I work as a creative strategist at YouTube, and so just like the Wong Fu guys, I was a filmmaker for a long time. So it's fun to help out.
Yeah. We actually met like a year ago in Singapore. We just sat at dinner together at a meeting, and then we bumped into each other now. Now he's helping with the shoot.
It was meant to be.
It really is. I would give you 80 credit on this. This is.
I got the unofficial 80 credit, guys. I got it on tape.
No, this short would not have happened without Koda, for sure.
It was a lot of fun trying to get the nuance of what Wes had in mind to the Japanese actors. And I think it came across really well. So yeah. I'm excited to see how it turns out.
Me too. All right, day 2 of 2. We're shooting in this alley in Harajuku. We're actually going backwards, so this is the first scene, and basically our characters, they just took the entrance exam, and that's a really big deal here. The entrance exam pretty much determines if you'll get into the best university. And it's kind of like the SATs in the US, but I think there's a lot more emphasis. I hear they actually spend the entire senior year of high school studying for it. She's kind of down about the way she did, and he's trying to cheer her up. And after this, they go to the park and relax a little bit. It's just like collecting. You're like a vacuum cleaner, you try to grab as much as you can, and then when you get back home to the cutting room, you start at least, just go through it. But I have a lot of stuff. Well, we have Mimi here, and she's actually been our guide because she's been helping us get from one place to another, order food,
get medicine
for.
Because all of us have one by one been getting sick, starting from him.
It's true. So Mimi actually helped with the shoot too. We went scouting for locations. We went to back alleys in Harajuku early one morning. And it was actually really helpful because she knows some areas that I wouldn't have found on my own. But thank you, Mimi.
It's my pleasure. It has been a lot of fun meeting you guys.
We just wrapped our first short ever in Japan. But we were rushing so much we didn't even get a chance to introduce the actors. So this is Kyoya and Ranan. And they have a newly formed YouTube channel actually, Kyonan?
Kyonan, yes.
And there I think they talk about all kinds of stuff, but they were amazing actors. They didn't even have to act because they're already a couple, so it was already really good. I can't wait to share it with them and with you guys, so yeah, see ya. Bye.
Bye.
Check out their channel.
After you watch the behind the scenes, I'm pretty sure you're very impressed and you've learned a lot of stuff as much as I did. So I was very surprised. I was happy they put the behind the scenes like this because we know how they actually made the film. Because just by watching the film, we don't really know how they made it. We just have their, maybe they just did these, but we don't know what specifically they did. Maybe they just did everything by just, in a short period of time or something. However, when we watch this actual behind the scenes video, we know that there's so much work put into this short film of the two people talking in the park. And in the park and in the street. Yeah, we know they had this script written on paper in English and Japanese, but they also hired some translators who can speak those languages to make this communication between the filmmakers and the actors works smoothly. That was very surprising. However, yeah, look at this. When they use this Google Street View function on the Google Map, I guess, to do the location scouting, that was very impressive because for me, when I first watched the film, I thought they just probably picked it randomly on the street and then just shot it, but they actually did research before they went to the actual places to create a certain type of feel to the scene. That was very impressive to actually see them using something like a Google Street View to do a location scout. That's something I can use for my own film in the future. It'll save my time. It'll help me create some even better, specific impressions to the scene. So it's very nice. And we also see there's a guy holding this audio equipment, and this Wesley Chan, he is using this camera to film the scene. We see him using a tripod. Oh, so he's not using anything fancy like a cinema, like red camera. He's not using those. We see he's using DSLR on the scene with a tripod. It's impressive, but we learned some. It's very helpful for us to see what they use for filming. And then the scene where he's holding the camera and the tripod to the sky, it's very, very hilarious in some way, but it's also very useful for us, helpful for us. We see this Rode microphone he attached to the top of his camera. Yeah. From these behind the scenes, we can understand like those, films, very, very emotional, very, very deep kind of film, do not need anything too fancy to make. Even though these are pretty expensive DSLRs and lenses, it's way cheaper than the red camera they use in Hollywood. Yeah, they still managed to make something as deeply well-established film like this one. It gives us some kind of inspiration to make a film like this by ourselves, by just using our own DSLRs and equipment we have. Yeah, so I have put 2 links on this slide. You can go to Wong Productions on YouTube. They have YouTube. The main channel is called the Wong Productions. This one's on the top one. They have 3.29 million subscribers now. Yeah, it's not a lot compared to some other YouTubers who create some funny content and everything, but they are one of the best YouTube film channels that I have watched. I really, really like their content. If you're curious about how they make films and how, they're living as a passionate filmmakers and you want to watch their beautiful films, you can always go check them out. There's lots of stuff I didn't talk about in this presentation because of time restrictions, but you can also catch up with all those films I missed out on. You can go to their channel to watch them. There's another channel they have called More Wong Fu. This one is the one they use to create connections between them and the viewers. For example, they make some Q&As. They also make some behind the scenes, the ones I just showed you. Yeah, go watch that to create more intimate feelings between you and Wong Fu. Yeah, and I hope you understand why I love this Wong Fu Productions team and then their films and how they inspired me to become a filmmaker. And I also hope you enjoy their content and get inspired by them to create some amazing work in your future. Thank you so much.